everyone, here Directos in a new weekly recap. How was your week? For me it was unbelievable. Many things are happening. As you know, every day I'm recording on live my adventure, and if you are bored in your day to day, you can always come to the channel and spy me and check where I am, what we are talking about, and if you want as well, say something in the chat, because we have really cool conversations. We talk about many stuff. It's not about just trekking and adventure. We talk about philosophy, sociology, we talk about math, we try to solve the world. Except my hair, I think that I need a donation, so please consider to tip me. You can use the link over there, the QR code, because I need urgently a haircut. So please support the channel by doing some kind of donations, because this is not acceptable. This is terrible. Look what kind of hair is this? What kind of YouTuber is this? But well, jokes apart, today was a good week and happened to me 3 funny things that I would like to share with you. The first thing is that one of those days was really warm, almost 25 degrees, and I'm working during all morning, 5-6 hours. During that day I did 28 kilometers. The record that I did in one day is 29.75, so almost the record. Is 6 hours with 4 stops, and yeah, believe me, it is hard. It is really hard. Sometimes the road, it is not as good as we can imagine, and there are daily challenges. So I will let you have a look after. But what I wanted to share is that, as you know, I don't book random places in the middle of the city. I like to go and visit funny stuff, the good stuff, no? That is rural places, farms, campings, and places that are a bit far from the usual stuff and the usual places where everyone goes. So one of those days I went to a farm in nowhere. Literally the village was, I don't know, 7 kilometers far, and a random village that you have to access by car or nothing, over donkey, horses, or something with a motor. And I arrived, and I did the protocol, say hello to the people, blah 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 blah. They sent me in the penthouse as always, because it's typical that the place where they give you room is in the top of the house, in the penthouse. And I opened the small window. I saw that at the end of the huge garden, because it was full of fields, and in one of the parts was crossing a river. I say, that is my opportunity. Of course it's my opportunity. And I went directly to I didn't change at all. I took the towel and I say, I'm going. I needed, my body was asking me to refreshment, to get release of the warmness of the day, and the source of my muscles was terrible, so I need it. And I talked with the host and say, okay, it's your responsibility. This is a river, a huge river, not a typical river that is 5 meters. No, huge river from one side to the other side. Maybe it was 30 meters. And here in France, in this season, is a rainy season. Today is beautiful, but it was a rainy season, so the speed of the river was a bit dangerous. However, it was a small place in the La Rivière where I could stay, so a bit protected from the speed of the river. And I went there for 30 minutes. That was such a pleasure to stay. Wow. The water, you can imagine, that was really freezing, was almost ice. No, I don't know, but it was really like when you go into the mountains for a hike, that you put your feet sometimes in a small river, and that sensation was a release. The natural spa was unbelievable, totally unexpected, and saved me to die, because I was dying of warmness. Really, it's like crioterapia is in Spanish, cryotherapy, I guess that is in English, is the capacity to recover your muscles as soon as possible by using cold, and it's exactly what the nature gave me, and was unbelievable situation. And I'm really grateful that the owner of the house let me do it. That was so cool that the day after I woke up before 7 and I went to do it again. It was super, super nice. 20 minutes in that cold water really recovered me fully, my batteries and my muscles. I felt really, really good the day after. This is the funny thing that happened, because this, you cannot plan it. It happened, you see it, you go for it, and yeah, it's part of the adventure, right? Like the hair. Yeah, part of the adventure, I would say. Well, I'm gonna keep it like this. The second thing is that you remember 2 weeks ago that we went to Intermarché. Intermarché, for those people that just discovered the channel, is a supermarket here in France. And 2 weeks ago we went and we had a really bad experience with a lady that probably she didn't have a good day that day, no? It's the cashier, the person that is beeping, beep, 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 beep. So we have the bad experience with that woman. This time I arrived to a huge Intermarché and was full of people, around 12. In a regular day, a lot of grandpas, a lot of people buying, 5 lines full of people. And I arrived and I saw that someone was looking at me and doing like this, and scanning and saying, okay, starting security protocol. And without saying good morning, without saying anything, a lady that was beeping things look at me and shout directly, your bag, in French, your bag in the chair. And I look, and you know that sometimes when you enter in a supermarket, there is an exhibition part where there is chairs, tables for your garden, for the good weather is coming, and they sell extra stuff over there. And I look at there, and are really basic, next to the exit chair, and the lady say, leave she repeated, leave the bag in there. And I say, no. Was organic, believe me. Was out of me, I said a huge no. What's happened? That the 5 lines, the 5 ladies that were beeping, stopped, but like this, they stopped, look at me, and I saw, I don't know, 80 eyes looking at me. All the lines, all the people that was buying was looking at me to see the curiosity, right? To know what was going on. And the lady started saying in French, blah, 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 blah. And obviously, I don't, my French is comme ça, it's not top. And I understood the context, that I could not go inside for security protocol, blah, 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 blah. And I said, sorry, but no, I'm not living 17. Firstly, I will not steal anything. It's impossible to, in the middle of supermarket with all the cameras and everything, to remove 17 kilos in the middle of the alley just to open everything and to steal an entrecote. Come on, or a Frankfurt, or a piece of bread, or cookies. I'm gonna steal cookies with this face. S'il vous plaît, no. And I said no, and I said, if you want, I'm gonna leave it, but in as yours are responsible, and I'm gonna put it in your feet. And the lady blocked herself. I say, okay. And believe me, between one cashier and the other cashier was almost bottom against bottom. There were not much space, and I took it and I put it there. That was not even space. They removed the chairs because sometimes they can't sit. They removed the chairs, and I put my backpack between both of them. And if for me, the backpack arrived me in the all the part, and for the legs is already covered for them until the back, until the low back. So I was seeing from far the cashier. I saw her. She was passing and working, and also because it was so high, the backpack that was arriving really almost above the place where she was peeping, because she was not a tall person at all. Until the hips. Literally, the backpack was until her hips or above. So something ridiculous. Totally bizarre situation. It was a situation that when I say no, and 70, 80 eyes were looking at me directly saying, what is happening here, right? Unbelievable situation. So Intermarché, second part, tick, let's see if there is a third part. And for those people that you say, okay, don't go to Intermarché anymore. Yeah, here the problem is that I'm going to the route that I am crossing. Many times I'm staying 3 days without crossing a supermarket store because we're planning like this, and this is an adventure. We're not following the typical route of Camino Santiago that every 10 kilometers you find a nice place and everything is beautiful. No, here is adventure. What we want here is to feel authenticity, you know, of of the trekking, and yeah, sometimes we find what we find, and usually is all the time Intermarché. So this is the second thing that I wanted to share, that we have already the second bad experience with the protocols of security with Intermarché. The third thing is that also we arrive, and this was especially something really cool. Every day happen unexpected things. So I arrived to Airbnb, this case, and in the afternoon I arrive again, talk with the owner, dinner, I went to sleep, really good night, and the owner told me tomorrow morning I am leaving, so don't leave, not from this door, the back door, go from the main door, no? The entry. And I follow his instructions, and once I left, I start recording, blah blah blah. Today we close as always, no? I close one day, one door, and we start a new adventure. And I focus, and I see, like in the movies, I didn't know in that moment if it was a castle or was a church that was broken, was totally broken, but was with an essence of originality and really beautiful. Even if it was broken, was really beautiful, and was in the middle of gardens of people. So even this church was not recognized as a church because they were not rebuilding, was semi-broken in the middle of different gardens from the people that was living in that village, because it's a village with 10 houses and it's a community, it's not a village. They don't have a city hall or they don't have a mayor. It's just a community of people that lives together, and that's all, and is part of a bigger place, and that's all. And I say, what a surprise, super nice. And I went, I crossed 3 gardens, so probably someone was having breakfast saying, what's going on? What is doing this guy with the big backpack crossing my garden? No, probably this is what happened, because I crossed 3 or 4 gardens to arrive to the church. And the church was a Romanic church from the 11th century, so something really, really cool. And the state was terrible, but I didn't understand, because many of the pieces of the walls and the decorations were in really good state. And I could take videos that you can find in Instagram, in YouTube, in shorts. I filmed everything. I stayed 45 minutes, imagine. I started the day filming 45 minutes of something totally unexpected, and was super, really nice. I don't understand how the French government is not spending a bit of money or taking the good pieces, and putting in a museum. If you want to know, I'm telling you the name of the village, and if you go to the countryside sometimes between Poitiers and Saint-Thés, I tell you the village, and go to see it, because it's totally worth it. The place is called Église of Notre Dame, not the one that you know in Paris, and it's in Villers-sur-Cizé. Villers-sur-Cizé, with Z, C-H-I-Z-E, Villers-sur-Cizé, and it's unbelievable, so beautiful. And all the walls and everything, there is small details that make it worth it. Gargolas where the water was being thrown by the canals that were built in the roof. They were there. In the arcs, there were flowers of leaves, typical of the area. There were some paints in the rocks, really well conserved, of monks, of monsters eating people, of the death playing a violin, at the same time that is looking someone that is being punished, maybe for some kind of, I don't know, something that did really bad, but really well conserved. The church is broken, so there is no roof and it's only the walls, but all the entries and everything is really well conserved. And it's unbelievable that something from the 11th century is in that state. Then I check in internet, and apparently in this English Romanic collapsed because was originally really bad built on the floor, and they rebuilt it several times. And in the 18th century, they say, the English, the Catholicism say, okay, we don't spend more money in this English. Whatever it happened, happened. And from the 11th to the 18th, they rebuilt it 3 times because it was really not in good conditions. And what happened is that in today's situation also get burned because history, no? It's medieval season, everything was crazy in Tatarian France for the invaders, etc., etc. This is history. We know all of this. If not, you can have a look. But what happened is that they built the full church, and in the moment that they wanted to put the heavy thing that are the bells, they put the bells and collapse. And when collapse, fall down the majority of the church. Something crazy. Imagine in the age that they are building in your village a huge church, something new, gods, and the power of something that is totally new, big construction, everything with rock, with details, and collapse. Wow. And apparently collapse twice, no, 3 times. 3 times collapse because the infrastructure was not enough resistant for the bells. They were too heavy. Oh my God. Was super cool. I learned a lot that day, and it's something that I'm gonna remember forever. I love it, that place. And these kind of things happen. It's just life. I didn't check for this kind of historical things. And as you know, in my channel, we don't do the typical videos that everyone does that goes to the big city and do the highlights of the city. No, we improvise, we check the funny stuff, and life provides us these kind of situations that we get amazed and we learn a lot. So super, super cool. Did you like it? I'm sure that yes. So next week, more and better. Take care, have a good week, and all the best. Ciao, ciao.